Hello, hello. Welcome to another RevoCycle mind and body ride. Mindful, calming, hopefully peaceful. For sure. It will challenge you. I'm just going to play around with the camera. The old plug and unplug technique. Very advanced. It's just Murphy's Law, isn't it? Seriously. Alright, so as I was saying, hopefully a peaceful but challenging class. But we're going to start off with our resistance exceptionally low. And our legs just moving at a moderate speed here. We're going to take a couple minutes to center ourselves and become present and start to tune into our bodies a little bit. So this is always how I start off a class, with my upper body like this and my arms just hanging to the side. And I wiggle my fingers and I shake my arms a little bit to make sure that my shoulders are very relaxed. Sometimes I'll move my head around to relax my neck. And I try to pay attention to the sensation of my upper body being held by my vertebrae, by my spinal column. And then finally I often will tune into my belly just to make sure it's relaxed and I can feel the breathing from the belly rather than up here in the chest. These are all good techniques to become in tune with your body. And after we've done this a little bit and gotten in tune with our bodies, we can place our hands onto the handlebars and just make sure we're resting them there. Fingers are still relaxed. And the real key here is that we have the elbows slightly bent. Very important, because then that translates into relaxation for the upper body. And that translates into the upper body remaining relatively still when we are working harder or pedaling faster. So start with the relaxation of the elbows, slightly bent. And now let's just bring our leg speed up a little bit. Just to around 90 RPM. Making sure that we have a little bit of resistance on. Not a lot. This is not uncomfortable. Our only concern right now is to just make a smooth and supple pedal stroke. The smoothness of the pedal stroke is directly related to how we distribute the work through the full circle. And that results, if we do that well, in the upper body remaining pretty calm and relaxed. So that's all we're working on right now. Now let's bring our leg speed up gradually until we're at around 100 RPM or so. It's okay if you're 102, it's okay if you're 98. Just up at around 100. And I want you to notice if your hips are bouncing. Those of you on a fixed gear standard spin bike may be used to having that energy of the wheel propel your leg around the back part of the pedal stroke, which in turn can kind of lift you off the seat a little bit. So making sure you have light resistance on. See if you can settle your hips down and instead engage throughout the pedal stroke. And you'll notice now the heart rate's picking up a little bit. Perfect. Legs are starting to feel a little bit warmer. This is what we want. Maybe close your eyes and just feel those legs moving in these beautiful circles. Now let's slow the legs back down to around 90 where they were before. We haven't changed the resistance at all. Just bringing some warmth into the muscles, distributing those fluids around in the knee joint and the hip joint. Just getting our bodies ready to work. And if you feel like it, you can sit up again like I am. Shake out your arms again, hold in your 90 RPM. This is a great way to practice being connected with the saddle and decoupling the upper body from the lower body in the pedal stroke. That's so important. This really reinforces the idea that your lower body is working independently of the upper body on a bike. Now I'm going to stop my legs and just adjust the music a little bit, but this is a good chance for me to show you, if you're on a regular spin bike, why I talk about being careful to engage all the way around the circle, because the bike I use is a freewheel bike, like the bikes you use outside. If you stop pedaling, the wheel just keeps spinning and coasting. That's what a freewheel is. So watch this. See, I can just stop my feet, and the wheel behind me is still spinning. Now it's coming to a stop because there's a brake on it. It's now come to a stop, but it was spinning with a freewheel. So most spin bikes aren't built that way. And so it is possible that the wheel actually is propelling your legs around. So always be aware of that. On our bikes, the wheel can never propel our legs around. Okay. Let's come back to the saddle. The handlebars. I got back in the saddle. Let's come back to the handlebars. Just holding our 90 RPM. Let's add in some resistance that we can feel in the muscles of the legs now. And it's a feeling like we're out on a flat road in a moderate gear on our bikes, but we're working. We're no longer just warming up. We're into working zone now. And if you feel like you can just close your eyes again, and just notice the different parts of the pedal stroke. Notice where in the circle you feel the engagement of the different muscle groups. Because it's very clear once you start to pay attention to that. And I especially like emphasizing the feeling of scraping mud off the ball of your foot. That happens at the bottom part of the pedal stroke as you're coming back up. Scraping. And you can feel that engagement in the calves and the hamstrings. If you're on a fixed gear bike, that's a great thing to pay attention to. Keeps you pedaling a full circle. All right, let's relax our shoulders. Let's make sure the elbows are slightly bent and the hands are nice and light on the bars. I would like for you to tune into your breathing right now. Notice if it's picked up. It should. If we're in a working zone on the bike, your breathing should be picking up now. And maybe you're starting to feel a little sweat. Just tune in. Here's a good question for you to think about. If you absolutely had to, how long could you hold this effort, this pace right here? This kind of resistance at this kind of speed. I could do it for a while. I mean, my legs aren't hurting a lot. It's definitely work. My breathing, you probably can tell, is picking up. So get yourself in that, where you could hold on 10, 15 minutes. Adjust your resistance so it feels that way to you. Now I'm going to have us speed up. We're going to go from around 90 RPM right here up to about 100 RPM. So if we had a graph of work level, that will show a great increase in the amount of work being done by the muscles of the legs as we turn that resistance faster. So let's get ourselves in a position to do that. When I count you down, accelerate your legs up to around 100. Let's keep track of our hips. Let's keep that concept of decoupling the upper body and the lower body in the forefront of our minds. All right, in 3, 2, 1. Accelerate your legs up to 100. Scrape that mud off the ball of your feet. Let the hips stay nice and stable. Now slow your legs back down to around 90. Resistance stays the same. You can hear my breathing. I'm reaching for the towel for the first time. And now I'd say my legs are starting to get a little tired. Can we do that one more time? If that couldn't be done, if that was impossible for you to do, you have too much resistance on. If that wasn't challenging and getting you out of breath, you have too little. It's all about feel. Let's get ourselves back to the handlebars. Check your shoulders, elbows. Let's go again. In 3. And 2. And 1. Accelerate your legs up to 100 again. If you want, you can look at my hips. You'll see they're very stable and steady. And now slow your legs back down again to around 90 RPM. And let's notice our breathing. What's it doing? Now I would like for us to stay here about another 40 seconds or so. Beautiful work. Dial your resistance down for a second. Sit up and tall, nice and tall like I am. Good work. I'm noticing. I'm sweaty. I'm noticing my heart pounding in my chest. I can feel it. And you can hear my out of breathness. So go ahead and take a drink of water. Even if you're not thirsty, go ahead and take a drink of water. And just allow your legs to naturally find the rhythm of this song. Now remember, we have light resistance on. I just want us to practice presence and mindfulness as we allow our body to align to the rhythm of the music. Now this is a very slow pedal speed. We have very light resistance on, so it's super easy. That's okay for now. We're gonna stand up out of the saddle on this rhythm. But, and here's the key, we're gonna crank the resistance so high that we can't pedal it seated anymore. And then, just naturally, our bodies rise up onto the pedals to drive it. This is extremely hard work. You wouldn't be able to do what we're going to do for more than a minute. That's how hard it is. See if you can get that sensation. Let's come back to our handlebars. Let me count you into it, all right? Remember, add massively heavy resistance as you're seated till you get to the point where you can't pedal and you rise up just naturally. In 3, and 2, and 1. Add that resistance, hold this rhythm And I want you to check with your hands. They should stay nice and light on the bars, just balancing. And our chests are nice and tall. And the resistance is so heavy that we have to drive our body weight into it through the glutes. This should be becoming quite challenging now. So breathe deeply. Relax your shoulders. In 3, in 2, and 1. Reduce your resistance down to easy, but stay at the rhythm. And now, with your light resistance, let's come back up to around 90 RPM. Whew. For those of you that aren't used to that kind of heavy out of the saddle, just allow your body to get used to it. Practice adding that resistance. I know that's not normal. In most spin classes, I know that you sometimes stand for 15, 20 minutes at a time. I know that. But on a bike, you'd never do that. You couldn't do that. So we're using authentic bike kind of exertions and efforts. So that might be new to you. It's a great way to learn. So we're at 90 RPM. We have light resistance. Mine's too heavy right now. There, that's light. And I'd like you to, if you're comfortable, close your eyes with me. And let's scan the body. Let's turn our attention to the body for just a few seconds. I'd like to start with your sit bones. Notice what they're doing. Feel the weight of your upper body in them. Notice how the saddle and your sit bones are a dynamic but stable pairing without bouncing. And now let's turn our attention to the neck and the rest of the spine. And just notice where your gaze naturally falls. I would like that to be, 10 feet or so out ahead of you. Just a natural 10-foot gaze. Be perfect. That means your neck and the rest of your spine are nicely aligned and you're not arching. Now, this whole time we've been holding around 90 RPM with light resistance, so we're still working just at a low level. So I'd like for us now to add in resistance at 90 RPM that you don't feel you could hold for 3 minutes. So this is a feeling. And so it requires that you tune into your thoughts. It requires that you tune into your body. Add a resistance at 90 RPM you don't believe you could hold for 3 minutes. Now for you, that's going to be different than for me. It might be heavier than me. It might be lighter than me. It's going to be different for all of us. But the feeling is the same. And now relax your belly. Loosen your shoulders and just breathe and hold this 90 RPM. Beautiful. Slow your legs. Leave the resistance where it is. And just a quick check-in with yourself. Could I have held that another minute and a half or 2 minutes? Just check in with yourself. What we're doing is we're creating a gauge. We're calibrating. Getting to know ourselves. Are you ready? You still got the same resistance you had? Get your legs on the rhythm again. You can watch my legs if you need to, but it's best just to sense it and to feel it. Now, here's a new feeling for you. Imagine 20 yards ahead is a very steep hill, one that's very intimidating, one that makes us question whether we can get up it on our bikes. In 3, 2, 1. Add resistance so it feels like we just entered this hill. It's quite intimidating. And let's relax our upper bodies. Try putting your hands to the middle of the bar so your chest is higher, your back is more upright. And drive with your hips over the top. That's that slight back side to side motion you see in my upper body. That's just torque coming from the lower body, transferred through the spine up to my shoulders and head. This is hard. Don't forget, scrape the mud off the ball of your foot. It occurs at the exact same time the opposite leg is pressing with the hips. It's this beautiful give and take. All right, we're gonna stand again. And you know what to do. You know to add resistance till you can't pedal it seated. I'm awfully close to that right now, to tell you the truth. I could stand on this without falling to the bottom. So I won't be adding a whole bunch here. All right, here's your countdown. In 3, and 2, and 1. Reach down, add some more. No one's watching. If you find yourself falling to the bottom of your pedal stroke, just add more resistance. That's all you need to do. All right, come down to seated climbing. It can be the same resistance as before or less. I know your legs are more tired now, so that's okay if it's less. Still a steep hill. Relax the belly so you can pull that air in. Release the shoulders. Beautiful climb. Come on back to light resistance. Let's take a quick active recovery. At this time, it's a really good moment to check with your breathing. And I'd like to put mine on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being fully, completely out of breath, 1 being extremely relaxed, breathing slowly. And for me, that last little hill got me to 7 or 8 for a little bit. But I can feel it coming back down now in active recovery. As we spin our legs, just notice that sense of what kind of fullness of the legs, you know what I mean? Kind of maybe swollen feeling of the legs. It's hard to describe, but maybe you know what I'm talking about. From hard work like climbing a hill, you'll get that feeling, especially in the quads. And as we spin, that goes away a little bit. So notice as that happens. When I say as we spin, what I mean is light resistance, just turning the legs easily. The word spinning comes from a term from cycling. Go out for a little spin, easy spin, spin a little bit. That's where the word came from, spinning. All right, let's come back to the handlebars. With me now, check the weight on your hands. Check for a bend in your elbows. See what's going on with your neck and your spine. Are they aligned? Good. Adding just a tiny bit of resistance so we can get a little purchase on the wheel. Come up to this pedal speed right here. This could be in the 90s. If you have your computer on your bike, mid-90s. I want us to settle into this. Remembering that we're trying to be as smooth as possible. We're trying to keep the hips and the upper body decoupled. You'll know my old trick if you've seen any of our classes. My old trick of pretending to hold on to a champagne glass, pretending to hand it to a friend. If you can do that without spilling, your upper body is good. That's the kind of calmness in the upper body we want. All right, let's go deep. You got your rhythm? When I tell you, add resistance you couldn't hold for 2 minutes at this pedal speed. All right, take a deep breath, relax into this. In 3, and 2, and 1. Add that resistance you couldn't hold for 2 minutes. Now this is by definition challenging already, right? We have less than 2 minutes we could hold this already. It's a hard effort. If you look at my bike, you see it's moving. That's the torque. It's not my hands pulling on the bars. That's the torque of my muscles and my legs pushing on a hard resistance. And that's the bike bending just a little bit. All right, back to light resistance. 9. 9 on not a breath and scale right now. Which means my heart rate's very high. I can feel it. What do you say? We do one more focused, meditative section before we cool down for the day. Let's visualize a flat road. We're on it. Pick a road you know really well so that can be easily called into your mind. Now let's shift gears by adding resistance as we hold about 90 RPM. You can even do 85 to 90 if you'd like. Just a comfortable flat road cadence. And again, if you feel comfortable, just closing the eyes and tuning into the body. Feeling the sensations of the muscles contracting through the pedal stroke. Noticing the breath picking up again. So we've got about a minute and a half left in this. Can you add a resistance now that makes you feel nervous, but that you can finish it? It might mean reducing your resistance from what it was. It might mean adding some. But about a minute and a half left. Let's find something that feels like, yikes, I'm not sure I can finish this. And now we settle back in, breathing deeply. Yes, your muscles will be aching at this point. Yes, your heart rate's climbing rapidly. Just come back to the body. Come back to your visualization of the road. Dial down your resistance. All during that last piece, I was noticing the sweat pouring down my face. Which I think is an okay thing to pay attention to. It's definitely not me worrying about the future. It's definitely not me regretting yesterday or the week before. Sweat dripping down the forehead and nose can be a mindful focus. Our goal right now is just to allow the heart rate and the breathing to return back down to something close to normal. We have light resistance on. Our legs are not moving fast. You can sit up like I am. And just use that scale of 1 to 10 for out of breathness. Noticing the number falling. I'm going to take a little more resistance out now. It's not completely off, but it's very low now. On my freewheel bike, it's a little tiny bit clunky right now, which means the resistance is so low on the wheel that it ends up going a little faster than me. Because of the freewheel. The concept is confusing to people I know. If all you've ridden is a spin bike for the last years or so, your legs may have forgotten what a freewheel is on a regular bike. But it's like the exercise bike at your gym. Next time you're at your gym, go ride your spin bike, pedal slowly, without any resistance on, and then just notice what happens when you try to stop your legs. And then go immediately to an exercise bike and do the same thing. Be careful when you do that on a spin bike. Don't go fast or anything. Alright, my breathing is back down to 1, so I'm going to allow my legs to slowly but surely come to a stop. And as I do, I'm able to sit here in stillness. And I can feel my heart. And I can feel my belly expanding. It's an amazing feeling when we stop and pay attention. So do that. All right, we're going to step off the bike now. Let's just go ahead and swing a leg over and stand next to the bike. And just feel a pull in the front of the leg by grabbing our ankle. And just feel that nice stretch in the quadriceps. And now, let's grab the other leg. And just pull back and feel it stretch in the quadriceps again. And now let's stretch the hamstrings. You can use your handlebars, you can use your seat. I have to use the top bar of the bike. And now to the other leg. Oh, the right leg is much tighter today than my right and left. All right, I'll leave the music going for you. Stretch a little bit more. Thanks for joining me. Hit the subscribe, turn on notifications. There's a PayPal button somewhere around here if you'd like to make a donation through PayPal. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.